The 2024 Steelers. I collapse in my seat to deliver you this pissed off rant just like the Steelers have collapsed over the past month. Where do I even begin? The Steelers were put right back in their place by a far more talented Ravens team for just the second time in less than a month. The Steelers stuck to their standard. The standard of punting on 4th down and an inch. The standard of complete offensive ineptitude for nearly the entire game. The standard of investing nearly all team capital in the defense only for them to implode during the team's most important stretch of the year. Need I say more? The point is that Pittsburgh crapped the bed. Again. And it wasn't just a week of crapping, there were signs early. But something about this crapping feels different from 2017 and 2020. This collapse rivals that of your Keystone State rivals just last year. Dominant record over steep competition only to completely lose it in the final month of the regular season and squander your divisional hopes to your greatest rival. Yep, sounds like the 2023 Eagles all over again. Mike Tomlin, what exactly have you done here so far? You won a Super Bowl ring with a team that was basically gift-wrapped to you by Bill Cowher, and then the teams you built after that went to crap. Never had a losing season, huh? The most meaningless achievement in sports without multiple rings to show for it. Since 2016, your teams have had as many playoff wins as Funky V. What's sad is that TJ Watt doesn't even know the feeling of winning a playoff game. You and your coaching staff are doing that man a disgrace. With the career he's having, he should have multiple rings, but instead he has to settle for your standard. Don't let me go into that tirade again. Russ.
Unlimited.
I'm so very happy that Denver paid you to come play for us. You gave Tomlin one more non-losing season, and for a while you actually did things. Things on offense I hadn't seen from this team since a 3-game surge from Mason Rudolph, and you looked better doing it. Then you decided not to use your head and make boneheaded decisions at the worst moments to field a horrific collapse at the worst possible time in the season. The pick 6 against the Ravens, the scramble that killed 16 seconds and turned into a sack on the very next play against the Bengals. In the process of your ineptitude, you also pissed off the entire city. And good luck trying to run out of town into the next team that Denver pays you to play for. I've seen you scramble in games and it's not looking good for you. Pickens! You are the next Antonio Brown with somehow twice as much ego and not even half the talent to show for it. You are not just a locker room cancer. You are every team's worst nightmare. You have the energy to pick up fights with your opponents after plays that don't go your way, but somehow can't do the simplest stuff like blocking or catching. Speaking of catching, you bungled harder than the Bungles last week. The same amount of yards as Funky V with only 1 additional catch and 5 more drops. You played your way off this team faster than your incompetent ass to an opposing sideline to throw punches at all the players. Look, you can make some of the most contested catches I've ever seen, but at least in Pittsburgh you're gone. Arthur Smith. You are a terrible play caller. The disaster class, whatever you want to call it against the Browns, put on full display your complete and total ineptitude for all of America to see. Multiple 4th and 1 plays you called the same handoff 5 yards in the backfield, and every single time you were stopped short. You think you're going to fool Myles Garrett? I get he's not TJ Watt and the Browns are not very good as a whole, but he is reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Your play calling is about as hilarious as your clip farming. The worst part about any of this is I'm not even the least bit surprised. A few short months ago, I actually thought this team had a chance to go make a run to the Super Bowl, sitting at 8-2 with dominant wins over good competition. Then the same crap happened in 2017 and 2020, except this version of the Steelers actually managed to choke away an easy division crown in a home playoff game. Congratulations, Ravens, you put the Steelers right back to a pile of heaping mediocrity known as the Tomlin era. The Steelers had no business playing in postseason football, and Baltimore showed everyone why. This was pathetic at every conceivable angle. Someone needs to lose their job over this.